March Madness might be in full swing. You might be getting ready for your brackets. You might be thinking about WrestleMania. Who knows what else in between. But we are going to have a Rage Against the Machine like here tonight because our guest here is the ruler of the WCE yard. He is the reigning, defending, all-out champion of our friends over at Wrestling Championship Entertainment. And I think every wrestler, literally, and their mother has called out our guest here tonight and some here over the past several weeks, most notably Kodak Kid, the picture of perfection here just a few short days ago, most notably amongst a who's who of other wrestlers here have said something about him. And he needs no further introduction, but we're going to give it to him anyway. So, with wait for it. Further ado here on the Sports Report. Number one, Level Sports Show. Pro wrestling star here, the reigning, defending, Wrestling Championship Entertainment, all-out champion, the ruler of the WC yard, that is Kraven Rage. The champ is here. My friend, how are you?
Reverend, that is a wonderful introduction. I love it every time you do it. It's so perfect.
You know, to kind of break kayfabe here for a second, Mr. Kraven Rage, whether I have on basketball players like last night, Danny Burns, the legendary Brooklyn College Athletics Hall of Famer, or I have on reporters, politicians, obviously you, and we had Monday, Bentley and Disciple, it's all the same. So everybody, it seems like, might come from different parts of the world or different backgrounds, but we certainly know that everybody loves it here. And I know that we'll have a guest on here in a half hour or so, and we'll certainly find out their perspectives, just maybe, but I won't spoil who that person is. But, you know, Craven Rage, forget all that here. Everybody has literally had you in their mouth. It's been wrestlers from different companies. It's been wrestlers that are in WCE, new kids on the block, you name them. They've said something about you. So I'm going to give you the floor now, Craven Rage, because over the past several weeks, you have been literally the rage of the WC machine. So I'm going to let you respond to whoever you want to respond here first.
Well, first of all, Reverend, there has been a lot of discussions about WCE, who's the best, who who everybody wants to face, who everybody wants to go up against. You had Tyler Ark on here, you had Donna Spilios on here, you had all this new talent, even Zero, Killer Wolf. They all was on here talking about how they want to step and face the best. You know, but there's only one true best in this business, and you're looking at them. You know, I am the longest reigning, defending, undisputed champion in WC history. No one has is on my level at all. You
All
know,
right. So, I mean, I have to ask you then, how does that make you feel when countless wrestlers, I mean, wrestlers that some never even heard of, have all of a sudden decided, hey, we want a match with Craven Rage. Hey, we want to call him out. I mean, how does that make you feel?
honestly, bring them. You know, it doesn't matter who stepped to me, they will fall to me. And speaking of that catchphrase that I always use telling people to fall to me, the reason why I say that is the same thing like Roman does, telling people to acknowledge him. So I tell people to fall to me because they're acknowledging the fact they have fallen to a great champion.
Well, I would venture to say that you've actually worked harder than Mr. Roman Reigns in your run here in WC versus his run in the WWE because Roman sometimes we don't even see him on SmackDown. We don't even see him. We see you pretty much literally all the time in Wrestling Championship Entertainment. I have some comments, so let me get to some of these comments here before I bring it over back to you. Adam Morgan, our very, very good friend here, who's been with us here in the past, says woo, but not much more. So shout out to woo. This individual, who I'm going to certainly get to here in a little while, says boo. Adonis Felios, the Drip King, who had one of the rather interesting appearances on Sportswire Radio, said evening, Tom. Kraven with a dot, 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 dot. Our very good friend, the Big Cheese Logan, who, by the way, I don't even know how he's still up, but he does say it's 3:02 a.m. UK time, and he's ready for bed. Yeah, I would think you. I mean, I know you're a big man and have a lot of energy, but I hope you have a great night. And by the way, the Big Cheese Logan was just hanging out with Fallout Boy about 24 hours ago. So big shout out to the Big Cheese Logan. One of the names you mentioned, Zero Deus, says, "Oh lordy, that is a shiny, shiny belt." And Adonis Felios says, "Looks like you got a new problem. Kraven, a skulls problem." And then Sean Joby jumps and says, "Kraven will acknowledge the real champion one of these days." All right, so most of these comments are addressed towards you, and what do you want to say to these individuals?
Well, first of all, Zero. Yeah, this belt is very shiny. I heard a lot of things about you. You came on Tom Price show looking like a reject Joker. But however the case may be, you
Those
want
are
to
your
step.
words, not mine, because certainly if I said those words, I would probably be somebody out there in standards and practices would say, Tom Bryce, what did you just say?
Yeah, that's what I think of Zero. He say he's the friendly, spooky boy, Zero, but he's not on my level. And he stepped to me. He better be calling Linda for an ambulance.
Okay, so nothing further on Zero then. Zero to you then is no Zero the hero then. He's just basically how can I put it, not in your lane almost.
He's not even on my same level. He's not on the level below me.
Okay. And then what about some of these other individuals? Obviously, Adonis Felios, who's the AIW champion. We're going to see him at Luck of the Draw wrestle Sean Joby, the resident rock star, in sort of a champion versus champion match. Then we had Tyler Ark, who, no pun intended or pun intended, basically struggled to put 5 words together. Then we had another guy that had some energy. He seemed like he had some pizzazz. And that was Killer Wolf. And he seemed like he was a guy that was looking to make a name for himself here in WC. So what did you think of those individuals who had something to
Well,
say
Killer
about you?
Wolf, yeah, he is an upcoming star. He does have some jazz. He does have some flashy moves. He does respect Rey Mysterio. I give him credit. He does have a lot of charisma, and he is an upcoming star. And yeah, he would like to have his dream match. Maybe down the line, he might get an opportunity to get a shot at this, but he better be prepared because I'm gonna put him in this place just like I have put everybody else.
All right, fair enough here. I mean, certainly those are some points. I do want to get to a few more comments because people definitely want to talk with you because, well, you are the ruler of the WCE yard. Darkfire, who's going to be in a match for the Interstate Openweight Championship in a triple threat elimination match with the new Messiah, Nicholas Krentz, and his nemesis the past several months, Catalyst. Also, the lawman, Kyle Kennedy, is in the house. Says here, gentlemen, I certainly owe the lawman Kyle Kennedy a message. I have to admit, I forgot to message you about coming on because I actually do have to get you on here because April the 1st is coming up at Nonstop Action Wrestling, which we're covering as always on Sportswire. So we have the show Zenith, and the lawman Kyle Kennedy is going to be a huge part of that. So certainly, and look forward to your inbox here later on for sure tomorrow. Also, Zero Deus says, I'm already picking out which of my outfits best matches that belt. Remember, Kraven, I've got friends. Do you? Now, what do you make of that? I mean, what do you make of the fact that he says he's got friends and you don't? I mean, what does that mean to you?
Honestly, it don't matter. He can have all the friends. He can have that whole locker room. You know, yeah, he's teaming up with his buddy Nicholas Crimson. They call Linda, you know, for both of them. Nicholas Crimson, 17 years without a championship. You
That's one
know,
of the longest droughts in all of professional sports, by the way. I mean, it's almost kind of, I hate to say it because I love Nicholas Crenson, but it's almost a running joke. We're kind of comparing it to, let's say, in the NBA, the Sacramento Kings right now are about to break a 19-year playoff drought. You've got in the NBA, we just spoke of the NFL. You've got the New York Jets haven't been to the postseason in over 10 years, haven't won a Super Bowl in 50 plus. I mean, certainly in Major League Baseball, you've got a number of teams. The Mets haven't won a World Series since 1986. I mean, we can go down the list, and Nicholas Crenson is going into that territory. I hate to say it.
yeah, he's going in that territory against Callis. He's going to get territory against Darkfire. Both of those stars it is an obstacle. Can he overcome it? I doubt it. So he might have to call Linda up, go pray to whatever God he can, and hopefully he can ever win a championship. He had a shot at the interstate, fail. He had a chance at me, fail. You know,
I have to jump in because you're taking kind of a combative tone toward Mr. Crenson, but the last few months, you really haven't been his target. It's been more or less Darkfire. I mean, surprisingly here, you've taken a very strong stance here toward Nicholas Crenson winning the Interstate Open Weight title. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
well, my thoughts on it, if he win it, bravo, bravo. About time he wins something, but I doubt it. The only way he could win anything is probably the golden ticket. You know, that's the only thing he most likely could win. But
Okay, fair
he
play.
calls
Listen,
himself the new Messiah. To me, there's nothing new about Nicholas Crenson.
so more or less, you're saying it's the same results for Nicholas Crenson, coming up short in the big one, continuing to go without a championship.
Correct.
Okay, all right. So that's certainly your perspective, and certainly we respect that here. Nicholas Crenson says, "Golf claps." Boy, Nicholas Crenson here, the new Messiah, certainly. But I have to pull up a comment from this individual here, who certainly is taking a really strong stance toward you. And I know we spoke about him in the past. His name is Eric Mecca. And Mr. Mecca has got a couple things to say to you. And I'm going to pull him up here and let's read them off. I can't wait for the day I can hit this jabroni. Timothy J. Loderbauer. I hope I got that correct. Apologies if I didn't. He also says ruler of what yard? The only yard that mattered ever was the FVWA, and that's the Mecca's house. The last time I checked, Timothy J. Loderbauer. And he also says again further, Eric Mecca destroy him. Can't wait to watch. Booyah. Heard a lot here just now all of a sudden from somebody here that we really haven't spoke about that much on Sportswire. You want to address somebody coming into your yard and taking such a strong stance towards you, Mr. Kraven Rage?
Sure, I definitely love to speak to Eric Mecca. Yeah, they have a history of building a legacy, you know, but I've established this empire. I have dominated every star in this business. So, Eric Mecca, you can bring it because I guarantee you step into my yard, you're going to get the same result everybody in that backyard industry knows. You're going to fail and you're going to fall and you're going to get smashed against the GOAT.
Some would say, though, that the Mecca's legacy in and around the different territories here in our region in the Midwest speaks for itself. Now, no disrespect to many of the opponents that you faced, but some might make the point that the resume of the Meccas, or certainly an Eric Mecca, is not of anybody you faced off in the ring with.
No, I have never faced Eric Mecca. I have heard about Eric Mecca, you know, And I have heard about what they have accomplished. I have seen what they have accomplished, but they have not seen, or he has never went against somebody dominant as me.
Okay, I mean, certainly, let me throw this out there because correct me if I'm not wrong, or correct me if I'm wrong even. Eric Mecca is not an employee of Wrestling Championship Entertainment. Is that fair to say?
Well, you know, he's been in touch with management, and from what I heard, you know, he's trying to make his way here.
Well, what would your response be to management toward that? Would you want management to bring Eric Mecca to Wrestling Championship Entertainment, or it doesn't matter to you?
Oh, it doesn't. It truly doesn't matter to me. I want the best to to step on me. This is an all out championship. I have went all out to elevate this title. I have dominated, carried this title for almost over a year now. Everybody I have faced, I have destroyed. I'm running out of opponents. I'm running out of victims to just to dominate.
So then, would you say then that it's almost to the point? And again, we had on these individuals on Saturday. We just brought them up: Zero Deus, Adonis Felios. Adonis, you've seen the ring. Tyler Ark and Killer Wolf, and they're almost kind of Johnny come lately. Some might say new kids on the block. Kodak Kid we'll get to in a few minutes. Certainly, he's got his own issues he's still dealing with on the sidelines, but it's almost as if, do you need talent outside of WCE in order for you really to feel you have worthy competition?
Honestly, yes, I do need talent outside of WC. I need the best to face me, you know, because what we have on our roster, we have great talent on our roster. We got Nicholas Crescent, Dallas Fields, you name them. They
Dark
all
Fire,
Dark
Catalyst,
Fire, Callis, they
Kodak
all
Kid,
Sean
Matt
Dovey.
Andrews, yep, Sean Doe,
We
Brendan
all have
Rockford.
great talent, but they are not on my level. I have dominated each and every opponent in this business.
Okay, all right. So maybe we'll see an Eric Mecca out there. I mean, and if it was up to you, you'd want management to maybe bring in an Eric Mecca to Wrestling Championship Entertainment. If Mark Packer was listening out there, or anybody else, that would be your advice to them, or what would you say toward
Honestly,
that?
yeah, because if Mark Packer was listening, if he wasn't too busy stuffing his face with cheese curds, you know,
Well, Nicholas Cranston, I think, was stuffing legal papers down his throat also for a while. Also, to be fair.
well, you know, if Mark Packer was smart, he would sign Eric Mecca. And yeah, like I said, management, they know about the Meccas. They know that they want to be here. They know they want to come here. But they have to realize if they put them in the ring with me, it will be hell to pay.
Well, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening and watching this on Sportswire Radio, Limp Bizkit had an album called Results May Vary, but the results really haven't varied. They've been pretty much the same thing throughout the last year. Kraven Rage stacks them and some hearing. He continues to prove why he is the reigning, defending WCE All-Out Champion. He's the ruler of the art. He is with us here on Sportswire Radio once again. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryson. If you like what you hear from us on Sportswire Radio, continue to give us a like and follow on Facebook at Sportswire Radio. Also, YouTube, subscribe to our page at Sportswire Radio, and 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You can listen to all of our great content on sportnarium.com/player and follow our friends at Wrestling Championship Entertainment at WCEHeat.com, WCE Heat on Facebook and YouTube at Wrestling Championship Entertainment. But I have some comments. I've got a bunch of them here, and I'd like to read them off. Looks like Mecca has a surprise for you. Maybe so. Diffuser will take your lights out. Ha ha ha. Eric Mecca. So certainly very continued strong comments there from a one Mr. Mecca. Nicholas Krentz, the new Messiah, says, Kraven, you do have been on fire since you beat me to win that. You were the better man that day, but I'm standing across from you. It'll be the fight of your life. You created this monster. You planted the seeds of this chaos, and eventually you'll have to face it. James Marshall says, hopping in to see how things are before I have to go to work. And obviously, big shout out as always to James Marshall. Obviously, congratulations with him and the baby. Obviously, James Marshall always doing great things out there, and certainly want to make sure he is safe out there in his work today. And we wish him all the best. Also, it seems like a prophet here comment. Eric Mecca, he's coming. Don't you worry. Meccas always break the rules. So a lot there to digest. I mean, anything you want to address in particular?
Oh yeah, because we have luck of draw. This show coming up. We got a lot of things planned out. Yeah, I don't know who my opponent is just yet because Mark Packer won't release that information. And yeah, we got Eric Mecca that wants his opportunity. So if Eric Mecca won his opportunity, I'm willing to give him an opportunity to step into my yard to face the reigning, defending, undisputed WC all-out champion, the best wrestler in this business. I am the best in the world. I'm the best in the universe, and there is no man that can stop me.
Wait a minute. Slow down there for a second. Did I just hear Kraven Rage that you want Eric Mecca coming up here very soon, not only to be a part of Wrestling Championship Entertainment, but to square off against you in the ring? Did I hear that correctly?
I'm definitely throwing that challenge out there. And if he's willing to accept, I guarantee you, he will fall to me. It's not a prediction, it's a spoiler.
Ooh, I'll tell you what, just maybe one of these days, Mr. Mecca might have to respond to that here live on Sportswire Radio before Luck of the Draw here, which is going to take place in a few short weeks here. And got a whole bunch of more comments in here. And Nicholas Crenson, don't worry, you're also high on Mecca's list. So Nicholas Crenson, the new Messiah, has got further problems to continue to deal with. And he says, oh, goody, I missed facing off with the Meccas. Hopefully the weather holds up. Mark Packer has been stressing about that. Yeah, that's been the talk, I think. Unfortunately, the weather in the state of Wisconsin and the surrounding areas in the Midwest is certainly not cooperating with us. I know in New York, our last, I'd say, 8 or 9 days haven't been that great either. But it looks like we're about to finally turn the corner, and I'm sick and tired of seeing wind. But then again, you guys have worse problems. That is snow, so I'm not one to complain here. And also, one of your favorites, I know, undoubtedly Prince Charles, probably the leader and ruler of your fan club at Wrestling Championship Entertainment, says, sorry I'm late, but the Prince is here. And also, James Marshall wants to point out, I have a heavy history with the Meccas. They can't be taken lightly, so that could be a point towards you of advice. But I have to bring up this comment from this individual because we had this individual on Monday, and we learned here, we got breaking news on Sportswire Radio that this individual now has his neck brace off. He is slowly but surely, just maybe, getting ready for a return to the ring. The man that you put on the shelf that is the picture of perfection, Kodak Kid. And he says, best wrestler in this business? Question marks. Ha ha ha. Is there anything, Mr. Kraven Rage, that you would like to say, especially toward Mr. Kodak Kid, the picture of perfection?
Kodak Kid. Well. I see you got your neck brace off, and there's a little thing that people fail to realize. Kodak Kid, why you have not told the truth? The true thing is, everybody thinks that Kodak Kid is this picture of perfection. He's a liar. He's a fraud. The reason why I say that is because his brother, Danny Dan, I know him. And me and him used to talk back in the days. Just back in the days, me and him used to chop it over the phone, talk it, and not once, he never mentioned this Kodak kid, not even once, and Danny Dan was always has this shirt say bring his own chairs, and to put fans in the seats. I don't care about the fans. I never did. But however the case may be, he never once talked about Kodak Kid, and he's really a disgrace to his own family, you know, because he's going around calling himself the picture of perfection. Kodak Kid, how can you be perfect when you don't exist? You're looking at perfection right here. So, Kodak Kid, Danny Dan, I know you miss your brother. I miss him too. But to be honest with you, he always wished I was his brother.
Wow. Are you really? I mean, that's some strong commentary there, Kraven Rage, that Kodak Kid's brother wishes he was brothers with you rather than Kodak Kid. Is that fair to say? You just said that?
Yeah, because he's a disgrace to his own family.
How is he a disgrace, though?
Yeah, because he is always trying to be something he's not, maybe, and his brother never liked him. None of his family liked him. They
Well,
always wish I was their family.
That's some strong words there, Kraven Rage. Is that part and parcel as to why you put Kodak Kid on the sidelines?
The reason why I put Kodak Kid on the sidelines because he was a disgrace and he don't need to be around at all.
So
it's just like having an old yellow as a dog. So
I haven't heard that reference in a while on Sportswire. Okay, all right, I'll give you some of that, but some would make the point though that Kodak Kid was your strongest opponent yet, and he had you beat on multiple occasions. I mean, some of these other names we've mentioned really haven't been in the same breath when they've been in the ring with you, but some may say that Kodak Kid was the one that was this close to usurping you, and some might even say he could have been the ruler of the WCEO. That's what some would say. This is not my opinion, but what some say in the locker room and fans of wrestling championship entertainment.
Yeah, everybody's talking about Kodak had me beat. He almost had me beat. He even said he had me beat, almost had me beat. But I'm the one that he's always a two.
Interesting. I'm going to try to get to some more comments because people do want to talk to you. And I also have to get to somebody here that certainly talked about you a lot over the past, I would say, month. Prince Charles says, glad to see the ruler of the yard. Eric Mecca says, Kraven Rage, you are a fool. You will lose everything. I promise you. You won't make it out alive. Eric Mecca will not fail me. Sean Jovi, the resident rock star, who, by the way, is the RCW champion, our Ronis Championship Wrestling, got an open challenge. Also is going to be squaring off with Adonis Felios in kind of a champion versus champion match in Wrestling Championship Entertainment. Says the world needs more Kodak and less Kraven in WC. Well, right now, we've got Kraven, but we don't have Kodak because the doctors have not still cleared Kodak Kid to return to the ring. So you're going to have to hang on tight there for a little while longer. I personally can't wait for Kodak to come back and cross paths with Kraven Rage. Obviously that's up to management, though, because we know management has stated you guys can't touch each other. So that's management's call. So that's completely up to management. Kraven Rage and Kodak Kid, can't do anything about that. May the force be with you, my lord. This jabroni is cooked for sure here. That's what Eric Mecca said. Eric Mecca basically said your run is over in Wrestling Championship Entertainment. We'll have to find out. Your days as champion are definitely numbered. Also, Prince Charles says, Mecca, you're making me laugh. Respect the rule of the art and bow down while you still can. But Kodak Kid has addressed you just now, and he says, when and if I come back, I promise to end this story just like you tried to do, but you failed. You know, Kraven Rage, I'm seeing a theme here of something. Is that you are, to some, are certainly getting hit from all sides right now. From basically everybody in Wrestling Championship Entertainment. I mean, are you feeling in some ways pressure? Are you feeling in some ways that people are gunning for you now that it's been a year and that you've basically stacked everybody? And we've seen wrestlers from outside promotions call you out, and we've seen other wrestlers basically say you're numbered and your days as champion, and all this back and forth. I mean, are you feeling some of this at all? Because tonight it seems like you're feeling really the strongest backlash yet here on Sportswire Radio, Kraven Rage.
Right now, yeah, the way I'm feeling right now, I'm loving it because I love challenges. I love when people want to try to take the opportunity to try to knock me off my empire that I built. I built this empire and I have climbed to the top of the mountain. I already been an RCW champion. I have this championship. There's nothing to stop me. The next on my list is the Interstate Championship.
Wait. Let me get this straight. You've got the All Out Championship. We know at Luck of the Draw, it's announced it's going to be Crenson, Catalyst, and Darkfire to determine that, but you want that championship also?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be at ringside. I'm going to be at ringside to see who come out as the champion because I definitely would like to see management make another champion versus champion. Whoever champion it is of that interstate, go up against me.
All right, certainly, I guess, well, I don't know if you'd be confused as, let's say, how Hulk Hogan built the WWF, as some would say, or Stone Cold Steve Austin in the Attitude Era, or John Cena in the Ruthless Aggression Era, or Ric Flair in the NWA, along with Dusty Rhodes. Certainly, you are basically comparing yourself to those individuals here. And certainly, I want to give a shout out to a couple of people just tuned in. Mr. Anthony J. Finkel, all the way from Cape Coral, Florida. Big fan of yours. Anastasia Rizna, not so much as Anastasia Rizna a fan of yours, but we'll certainly give her a pass on that. But before I bring up our next person that has certainly spoke about you quite a bit, I do have some more comments here. Adonis Folio says, always remember, Kraven, never wound what you can't kill. Prince Charles says, the number one commentary of WCE Mecca. That's who I am. Also, Prince Charles says, Mecca, you're making me laugh. Respect the ruler of the yard and bow down while you still can. Speak of that, Mr. Kraven Rage. There has been a wrestler that comes via the state of California, and he has been very, very critical of you. He has certainly spoke a lot about you left and right almost everywhere you go, whether it's here with us on Sportswire Radio, whether it's on his YouTube page, whether it's on Facebook, anybody that'll listen. He even interrupted Nicholas Crenson a couple of weeks ago, the new Messiah, when he was on here. And that's hard to do, to interrupt Nicholas Crenson in a microphone. We're talking about Skulls, who's a soul collector. He's a soul hunter, and certainly he's looking, as some would say, maybe to make a name off you. And certainly, he's a guy that certainly doesn't seem to respect you very much and doesn't want to bow down to you. And what do you want to say to this individual? Because something tells me here he's listening loud and clear right now.
Well, if he's listening, Skulls, the soul hunter, the only thing that he will be hunting is his own soul. Because if he steps in my yard, I will bury him
But how can you bury a man that's a soul collector? He may just be in the business of collecting people like you, some would say.
There's not no man on earth I'm afraid of, and I'm definitely not afraid of the Skulls, the Soul Hunter.
So you don't take him very seriously then?
No, I don't.
Any reason why?
Because I'm not afraid of nothing.
Well, you are the world champion. To be fair, you are the world champion. I mean, you're the guy that basically ran JDT out of town. I mean, some would say that you ran JDT. He ran for the hills. He couldn't say, you know what? He was basically to the point, you know what? I can't compete with Kraven Rage. The yard's not big enough for the two of us. Nicholas Crenson, some would say that you basically turned him into a new corner. Darkfire, I mean, was no match for you. Sean Jovi, let's not even go there. I mean, Adonis Velios, the Drip King. I mean, Kodak Kid, you put him on the shelf. We still don't know what's going to happen there. So basically, this guy Skulls, are you saying maybe he has no business being here?
He doesn't, because I'm the biggest, I'm the dominant superstar in this business, and there is no man that can stand up against me. So this Skulls, this Soul Collector, he can come and try to collect me, because I don't have a soul. I already sold my soul to keep this.
Well, I think you had a Steiner moment there for a second on one of the things you said. I'm going to give you a pass, but I have a couple of more comments, and I might have to do something here in a matter of a few minutes that certainly might take you and a lot of people in WCE certainly by storm here and surprise. Zero Deus is not a fan of him. He says, and his name is Bonehead. Skulls, right? Also, Prince Charles kind of figured you're not even on the Mecca's level. All right, so fair enough here. But when it comes to this guy Skulls, do you feel like, because obviously he's looking to make a return to the ring, he's looking to kind of make a comeback here. Do you think that he's trying to make a name off you in order to basically promote himself?
He has to be, because there's nobody on my level. You know, I destroyed everybody.
You destroyed everybody. All right. I mean, fair. I mean, certainly what you've done in the past year speaks for itself. Now, if I were to tell you right now that we have a soul collector himself who is actually wanting to speak with you, what would you say to that right now? That Mr. Skulls is actually about to break in here to Sportswire Radio. He has basically requested a few minutes with you, a chat, you might say.
I would like to hear what Skulls have to say.
Well, you might be in luck, because for those that are listening and watching here on Sportswire Radio, we have him back once again here. That is the soul collector himself, the soul hunter. That is Skulls. Skulls! I mean, you've certainly found yet again another way to break into a wrestling championship entertainment show on Sportswire Radio. What do you have to say for those that are listening and watching here on Sportswire Radio, and especially the man that has said a lot about you over the past 10 minutes, and a man you have said a lot about in your own right over the past month, and that is Kraven Rage. Skulls, the floor is yours.
Do you miss me, Kraven? I heard you been saying my name. You want a challenge? Well, it's your lie. You will get your wish. The clock is ticking.
Are you okay there, Kraven Rage? Because you've basically
Yes,
went radio
I'm
silent
definitely
just now.
fine. Mr. Skulls, the Soul Collector. Time is ticking. Well, you got two options. Fall to me or run away.
The fact that you don't understand, I'm already dead. I have no soul.
Like I said, fall to me or run away. That's just telling you to acknowledge me.
You want to speak, Skulls, or you're out there somewhere and trying to figure out how to run?
Once that bell rings, it's like waking up the dead from its grave. But when it comes to this ring, and you, Kraven, WTE, and you will know why they call me the Soul Collector. Many have come, many have fallen. So which one would you be? The one to fall, or the one to survive?
Skulls, let me tell you this. I have faced many, many people over this past year. Donna Filios, Nicholas Crenson, Sean Jovi. Nobody has made me fall to them. I make people fall to me. So you coming here, if you come in July, June, whenever you come, be prepared to be dominated, smashed, and conquered because I will make you fall to me.
But Kraven Rage, have you faced a Soul Collector before?
Doesn't matter if it's a soul collector. It doesn't matter if it's the devil himself. I am in God mode.
But Skulls is dead.
Yeah. And he will stay dead. You know, I'm going to send Skulls to Church of Crimson so he can be with Nicholas Crimson, a loser.
You want to say anything to that, Skulls? Because certainly you might be having to go say a few prayers, according to Kraven Rage, to Nicholas Crenson, the man you met 2 short weeks ago.
We'll see when it comes to July. That's what matters. But the big question is, will you still be 100% since everybody's gunning for you? Because you got that nice, shiny red belt. But Skull might want a piece of that pie.
Wait. Slow down here. I know I got comments here, but Skulls,
And whole gold
did I just
in
hear you,
almost
Skulls?
14 years.
Did I just hear you, Skulls, say that you want that piece of gold that Kraven Rage has right now there? You said, did you just say that?
It might be an option. But who knows? If he still got it by the time Skull shows up.
Ooh.
Because Nicholas, Kodak Kid, other people are all gunning for you. But Skull doesn't take no leftovers.
Kraven Rage, Skulls wants that title, but he's actually saying he doesn't think that you're going to keep this title much longer. I mean, Kraven Rage, say it ain't so.
Not a prediction, it's a spoiler. Over my dead body, I will lose this damn title. I'm going to have this title for another decade, and there is no one can stop me.
Did you just say a decade?
Another year, I'm going to have this title. I'm going to run through everybody again. And there is something that a lot of people don't know is coming. They're going to see a different side of a Kraven Rage that they never seen before. That is coming real soon.
But you're the man that's run through the entire roster. You're the man that put Kodak Kid on the shelf. And you're saying that they haven't seen this new side that's going to come out here starting next month at Luck of the Draw?
Yeah, it's a it's a new thing that's coming. It's a new rage that's coming. And people better be aware.
Well, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it seems as if the forces have collided here between Kraven Rage and Skulls, the Soul Hunter, aka the Soul Collector. Skulls, who doesn't even work here, wants that all-out championship that Kraven Rage has, but Skulls is saying that he doesn't think he's going to hold the title, and I have a whole bunch of comments here. Let me try to get to them. Kodak Kid says, I'll take some popcorn. Yeah, put extra butter on mine if you're having popcorn right now, because I might need it. Skulls can catch this smoke, too pale. The Lawman Kyle Kennedy, of course, who is 1/4 of the Nonstop Action Wrestling Tag Team Champions, very well could be the Youngblood Champion also. And Enzo says, what on earth is happening? Collect my soul. Nah, fam, I'm trying to catch my breath from laughing at that voice. Well, we'll have to see. And Adonis Felios says, meet your new Undertaker, Kraven. Eric Mecca, I'll find you a tag partner so you can take out these two skull faces, skull twin brothers. Ha ha ha. Prince Charles says, it ain't about my level, it's about being on Kraven Rage's level, which clearly nobody is on. Like the old saying, you all hate him because you ain't him. And also, dude sounds like Seven. I remember Seven from WCW. That was a hot skip a minute ago. But, I have to ask you a question, Skulls. And I've heard you say a lot about Kraven Rage over the past few weeks. I've heard you say a lot about Kraven Rage in the last 10 or so minutes with you. But some might say after what Kraven Rage has said and what he's done to some different names like Kodak Kid, Darkfire, Sean Jovi, Nicholas Crenson, Adonis Felios, Tyler Ark, we can go down the list. It's a who's who of people. JDT ran him out of WC, never to be heard from again. I mean, do you know what you're getting into here?
No. Well, he's the one that knocked on the devil's door. And the devil was a soul collector. Answer. This would never have came to play if Kraven never had knocked and asked for Skull. So, let you know, Kraven and the rest of the WT and the people that are watching. There was a man that Tom heard me mention before by the name Graham of GTS Wrestling. He was a world champion for the longest time. He said he laid down for nobody. Now let's fast forward a year later. Where is his championship belt now? On his own brother. Sooner or later, you're gonna lose that title. But who knows to who?
Rather interesting comments here, and these are reasons why you most certainly want to follow Wrestling Championship Entertainment on Facebook at WCE Heat, WCEHeat.com for more information. We get one step closer to Luck of the Draw, and on YouTube at Wrestling Championship Entertainment. And Eric Mecca wants to say, sounds great. Beat them jabronis down like they need. Adonis Felio says, Kraven Rage, welcome to your worst nightmare. Kraven Rage, we've had you on many times on Sportswire Radio in this run here that you've been on. No question, undoubtedly, it's been, I would say, right up there with Roman Reigns' run. I would say it's right up there with a number of different runs we've seen in professional wrestling. Disciples, certainly in Nonstop Action Wrestling and GT Ministries, certainly RPDs and TNT Ignition, the Playboy Prince, Lance Rivera, and Wrestle Island for our UK fans, Ryan Hunter and Odyssey Pro Wrestling, Davey Getsky and the LWF. You're right up there with those names. But when it comes to a Skulls, you haven't quite met anybody like him. I mean, you at all, do you feel you're done? I mean, is there something we're missing here tonight?
Oh no, I'm not done. I'm not even worried about Skulls at all. Just because, yeah, he might be this big soul hunter, collecting souls, whatever. Yeah, did I knock on the door? Yeah, I did knock on the door. Did he answer? Yes, but I will bury him. Just like I buried Dash Andrews, just like I have buried Kodak Kid, just like I ran JDT out of town. I would destroy you, Skulls, and bury you back to the hell you belong.
Is that what you want, Skulls, actually? Maybe you want to be dead still. Maybe, is that what you want? I mean, some would say that you just want to come here for a fight. It's not about that championship. It's not about wins or losses. I mean, you're here, obviously. You've broken in on yet another WCE stream. I mean, you seem like you want something here tonight. I mean, do you want to be a part of the Wrestling Championship Entertainment roster? Do you have a message for management? Do you have a message for Commissioner Mark Packer or even Liz, who owns WC? I mean, do you have a message for somebody out there that maybe you want to be a part of this roster?
Well, when you knock on the door, you better be prepared. That's what I always told everybody. Because once Skulls awaken, it's hard to put down the dead man.
Okay, but let me ask you, okay, Skulls, I got that, but let me ask you this question, because I know you've certainly been a soul collector. You hunt souls. We have spoke about that when you were here with us in your introduction here to Sportswire Radio into the wrestling world, but have you ever faced off or tried to collect a soul like Kraven Rages?
I have. When I was in Empire Wrestling, one of the very first company, which was a hardcore death match. That match lasted 1 hour, where it almost ended Skull's wrestling career. That same night, because some jackass decided he wanted to commit a hit and run after the show was over. After Skull was in a match for almost an hour. So, was Skull ready? It's just the beginning. All I want is an opportunity to whatever you bring me, Kraven. One mistake might cost you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the battle lines have been drawn here tonight. Go ahead, Kraven Rage.
Opportunity. You want an opportunity as the champ. Just like everybody else want an opportunity as the champ. You got Donna Studios. You got all these people that want an opportunity at the channel. What? Let me ask you this, Scars. What can you offer to give you an opportunity?
You're the one that laid the challenge out to Skull. In most cases, when you're a world champion, you put your title on the line to show how bad you are on the yard. To show you and everybody else to recognize who the top dog is. But when you call people from outside, they want something that you might have. Take it as an open challenge.
I'll tell you this, Scars. If you can find your way to this yard, I will grant you your opportunity. I will give you your opportunity for this. But I guarantee you, it's not going to be that easy. You better ask the whole locker room that you cannot underestimate me. And Eric Mecca, I know you listening, because you see, we have luck of the draw coming up, and I know management is probably listening. Mark Packer, please get off those cheese curves. You know, you already, you're already losing Aaron Rodgers. But anyway, please grant me my match. I want Eric Mecca at luck of the draw for this title. I will put my title on the line to face Eric Mecca so I can destroy that legacy. Like I told you time before, this year I'm out for destroying legacies. Everybody's legacy that is coming, I am out to destroy them. And I will destroy each and everybody's legacy that step in my yard.
Well, it looks like we have a comment toward that. And it looks like Eric Mecca versus Kraven Rage versus Skulls the Soul Hunter. Well, not so fast. I think it might be Eric Mecca versus Kraven Rage coming up here, just possibly at luck of the draw. Certainly, if Mark Packer is listening, or even Liz, the owner of WCE, it seems like Kraven Rage is certainly putting up his own matches and own bookings here, it seems like. I guess he can do that because he's the champion. He's the ruler of the WCE yard. And Eric Mecca says, sounds like a great plan. I think we might have to bring on Mr. Mecca to talk about that. Certainly, it seems like on Sportswire Radio, we have learned tonight that Kraven Rage might be feeling the heat here. We've spoken about it in the past, but it seems like whether it's Skulls, certainly who wants to hunt down Kraven Rage, or whether it's Eric Mecca, who has been with us throughout the evening, and we're all trying to parcel this. We're all trying to figure it out here, but it seems as if right now that Kraven Rage is the ruler of the yard. For how long? I don't know. But according to Kraven Rage, he's going to run for another decade. It doesn't matter whether it was JDT, Adonis Felios, Nicholas Crenson, Kodak Kid, who's been with us, and he's on the shelf. You name him, it doesn't matter to him. And will Eric Mecca and Skulls, two individuals that don't work for this company here in Wrestling Championship Entertainment, will change that or make it different? I don't know. But I know one thing, you need to stay tuned here. But I want to give you guys now both the floor before closing thoughts. And I'm going to go with you, Skulls, first. What do you want to say for one more question to Kraven Rage for now? What's the last question you have for Kraven Rage before we get to closing thoughts? And conversely, I'm going to let Kraven ask Skulls a question.
Kraven, you said you're the dog of the yard. You are the king of the yard. Well, when it comes to Skull, he is the king of the graveyard. He is the king of the lost soul. When our world collide, you better be expecting what to come. Because we live in two different worlds. You're the ruler of the yard, I'm the gatekeeper of the graveyard. Who knows who might else show up? Because what I'm hearing, everybody's gunning for you. But there's always a firefly or a cry. Skull is lurking.
Kraven, you're up.
Well, yeah, everybody has said their words, say what they're gonna do, say what they're gonna accomplish. Skulls, you might be the doorkeeper of the souls, you might be the king of the souls, or king of the graveyard. Yes, I am the ruler of the yard. I am the goat. I am the man. I am the top of the mountain. This is my empire. I built it, and I'm not coming down from it. So, Skulls, when you come to my yard, be prepared. I will crush your skull. I will destroy your yard. I will send you back to the deeps of your own grave. Because I know I seen your videos where you going to the grave. I seen you calling me out. I have seen it all. But you gotta remember, you will fall to me to acknowledge that I am better than you.
Well, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it seems as if the battle lines have been drawn tonight on Sportswire Radio. Whether it's Eric Mecca, whether it's Skulls, who once again has popped in on a wrestling championship entertainment, it looks like we are certainly starting to see Kraven Rage have challengers come out of the woodworks, even from places that aren't in wrestling championship entertainment. And this proves why Wrestling Championship Entertainment is the premier wrestling company, the premier promotion around. And that's why wrestlers from all over the world, all over this country, want to come here and get a shot at champions like Kraven Rage, whose run has been like no others here in professional wrestling. Before we get to closing thoughts here, we'll get some comments. Remember, stuff gets thrown at me. Eric Mecca versus Kraven Rage. I'll consider it. Stay tuned. So it could be here. Maybe you hear that first on Sportswire Radio. Prince Charles says, Kraven Rage 2023 MVP. All you new challenges, just like last year, will get knocked down by him. Kraven Rage is the best in WC from Tyler Ark. And also we get here, I'll see you all at the first show. Booyah. Fill in the blank. So I think we may have a Mecca coming to Wrestling Championship Entertainment. So it seems to me, stay tuned, and that's why you want to follow. Wrestling Championship Entertainment at WC Heat, WCHeat.com, also YouTube, Wrestling Championship Entertainment. But you gentlemen, I have a feeling that this is not going to be the last time we're going to see you guys on Sportswire Radio together, and certainly in a ring if Kraven Rage has his way. So I'm going to give you both closing thoughts here tonight. First, I'm going up here with Skulls, the Soul Hunter. Skulls, you once again have said a lot. You said a mouthful, and you certainly have addressed Kraven Rage like maybe no one else has here before. So I'm giving you the floor. I'm giving you some closing thoughts. Anything else you want to plug, share, say, and the floor is yours, my friend. You certainly know the drill by now, so fire away.
Well, I may be the underdog. It's just the beginning. Sooner or later, I'll be at the top. I may have came back to the ring less than 2 months ago after being away for 14 years. But I've been watching you, Kraven, for some quite time. All getting to know your weakness. But the question is, do you know your weakness?
Okay.
Well.
Kraven Rage, your closing thoughts then. We're going to go straight right into it because I think Skulls has pretty much said a mouthful, and we'll plug his social media after you're up, Kraven Rage.
Everybody has a weakness. That's the thing, Skulls. You asked me a question. Do I know your weakness? I don't need to know your weakness because it doesn't matter to me what your weakness is. I don't have a weakness. I am the most decorated, dominant star in this business. Look at the people that have stepped to me and I have destroyed. No one is on my level, and no one will ever take this title away from me. So Skulls, Eric Mecca, just bring your A game because you're going to need it.
Well, certainly we have heard the gauntlet and some tonight on Sportswire Radio. We want everybody to follow Skulls on YouTube as well. Instagram, 88 Skulls with a Z. Kevin Reed, 1988, also on Twitter. Please follow Skulls. Also, Wrestling Championship Entertainment. One more time, WC Heat on Facebook. Also, WCHeat.com. Also, YouTube Wrestling Championship Entertainment. Adonis Felios gives us maybe two of the better comments of the night. Luck of the draw. Consider this event a hot ticket. Definitely sometime in April. Stay tuned here on Sportswire Radio over the next coming weeks for more information and more stars to come, undoubtedly. And he thanks us here, Sportswire Radio, #1 worldwide, the very heart of all of professional wrestling. Until next time. So long, everyone. Yep, definitely so long. And gentlemen, I have a feeling that you'll be both back with us. I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know where, but I have a feeling we haven't heard the last of you two by a long shot on Sportswire Radio and maybe even in Wrestling Championship Entertainment. And thank you for your time, and Kraven will certainly stay tuned if you'll have Mr. Mecca at Luck of the Draw. And Skulls, I am sure we'll see you back here very, very soon. Good night, gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we were here with the WCE All-Out Champion, Kraven Rage, who has been the rage against the machine here, against everybody in Wrestling Championship Entertainment. He has been such the rage. It's even turned out people that don't even work in this company, including possibly Eric Mecca, a possible opponent? Maybe. I don't know. But our guest here, once again, who for the second time has popped up into a WCE stream, that is Skulls, the Soul Hunter. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryson. If you're on sportnarium.com/player, you'll go back to your regularly scheduled programming. If you're on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, I will be back on Friday. Stay tuned tomorrow for a special announcement toward that. And thank you, everybody, here for tuning in to the number one global radio station. That is Sportswire Radio. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you might be on the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio. Thank you, everybody.